Chapter 13, verses 1 through 28. 1. The teaching of the prophets is the teaching of the truth, the teaching of the Spirit, the teaching of the life as has been revealed through the true prophets since time immemorial. 2. The teaching teaches the predetermined fulfillment, which is the unfolding evolution of the inner world consciousness of people of your kind, human beings. 3. For this purpose, all things are regulated, determined, through the creation and its laws and recommendations, which are the laws and recommendations of all determination of the proceeding and the ceasing, becoming and passing. 4. All things are regulated, determined, through the preceding creational laws and recommendations, both on your world and in all firmaments, universe, as well as on all earths, worlds, planets, and in all lights of the firmament, moons, stars, nebulas, comets, etc. 5. Heed the preceding creational laws and recommendations so that you may do rightfully and lead your lives rightfully, so that you do not create punishment in yourselves for things which you do unrightfully. 6. Therefore be also full of forgiveness for all people of your kind, human beings, who commit misdeeds, do unrightfully. But truly you cannot avoid integrating malefactors into a punishment, which, however, shall be fair, responsible, and appropriate, but not harm either body or life or the inner world, consciousness, or the psyche. 7. Truly, each thing has its measure, such as the punishment for misdeeds, as well as everything else that arises in the existence life. However, because you do not know the signs, evidence, for this, and you also do not strive to recognize the signs, evidence, of this in the appearance, nature, and therefore in the preceding creational laws and recommendations. True prophets come to you in order to reveal everything and to proclaim the hidden things of the preceding creation to you. 8. However, the true prophets are not rulers over you, but are ambassadors of the truth and leaders as well as admonishers, warners, for you, so that you may see all things in the right measure. 9. The true prophets are the knowers of the hidden and of the visible, but do not place themselves over you, so that you are always yourselves and you guide, lead, and think out, form, everything according to your own knowledge and your own admonishment conscience. 10. Truly, to yourselves is due the honor for your good actions and deeds, because you undertake them yourselves, and they do not belong to the doing of any tin gods or gods which you call on and make supplications to in your confused belief, assumptions in them, and which do not listen to you in any case. Truly, you alone are listening to yourselves when you call on your inner world consciousness. And you complete your deeds through your thoughts and feelings and actions, because no gods or tin gods do you either good or ill, being only hazy pictures, figments of the imagination. Rather, it is out of yourselves that you complete everything, just as if you stretch out your hand for water for it to reach your mouth. If, however, you believe, that your hand stretching out for water for it to reach your mouth has been guided by some god or tin god, then you are merely entertaining wasted thoughts about something that is truthfully not given and also cannot be. 11. Wherever you are on your world or in the firmaments, universe, or on earths, worlds, planets, do not throw yourselves down willingly or unwillingly before gods or tin gods, because either they are merely fabulations, inventions, of confused people of your kind, human beings, or they are people of your kind, human beings, who presume to raise themselves up as gods before you. 12. Gods and tin gods are no helpers for you, because they have no might in order either to harm or to help you or themselves. Consider as an allegory comparison that blind and sighted people cannot be the same as one another in observation, perception, just as the dark and the light are not the same, and in the same wise gods and tin gods are hazy pictures, pictures of the imagination, invented by people of your kind, human beings, or power and strength which are given to you and which you can use in cognition, rationality, and true discernment, intellect. Therefore do not bow down, submit before hazy, fleeting delusions of supposed gods and tin gods, because you alone are truthfully present, existent, and full of power and strength through which you can complete everything that you desire, whether it be for good or ill, according to your righteousness, conscientiousness, or unrighteousness, consciencelessness. 13. Know at all times what is revealed to you through the preceding creational laws, and recommendations by means of signs, evidence of their presence, existence, so that you may recognize false and true and keep it, so it does not escape you as foam which forms bubbles which immediately burst. 14. Goodness is determined by the preceding creational laws and recommendations to those who are extensively, amply connected to the truth and the truth teaching in such a wise that truthfully love awakens in them, and peace as well as freedom and consonance, harmony, as great values which are also carried to the outside and prompt, encourage people of your kind, fellow human beings, to create the same in themselves. 15. But it is the truth that only those turn to the truth and the teaching of the truth, the teaching of the Spirit, the teaching of the life who use their recognition, rationality, and their true discernment, intellect, and knowingly, consciously, and willingly want to consider, think about the truth. 16. Those, however, who connect everything that goes forth from and is recommended by the preceding creational laws and recommendations, connect themselves to the preceding creation itself and are not afraid to stand up according to right and law, as well as due measure and obligation, responsibility, for what is rightful, of righteousness, conscientiousness, equitableness, fairness, and of fairness, responsibility, because they do not know any fear in going against the untruth and unrighteousness, consciencelessness, as well as what is unfair, irresponsible, and inequity, unfairness. 17. They remain steadfast in demanding the true life in truthfully love and freedom, as well as in demanding peace and consonance, harmony, in themselves and in the world amongst all people of your kind, humankind. 18. Learn to avert evil through goodness, so that peace may be upon you and upon people of your kind, fellow human beings, and you may be good to one another in love, knowledge, and wisdom. 19. Therefore learn to recognize the signs, evidence of the truth, so that you may follow the guidelines, basic rules, of the laws and recommendations of the preceding creation, and you may find your consolation in it if affliction befalls you. 20. And truly, happiness and joy are given to all in themselves who do good deeds in following the truth, because in their inner nature there is a homestead of true love, peace, freedom, and of consonance, harmony. 21. But there are many amongst you who consider the teaching of the truth, the teaching of the Spirit, the teaching of the life to be a lie, because you are bound to gods and tin gods and bound to false prophets who lie to you and make you believe that through their teaching of lies and their knowledge, belief, it is possible to move mountains and for you to speak with the dead, but truly everything is merely a lie and slander, calumny, against the truthfully truth. Truly, the word that mountains can be moved by belief, assumptions, is not possible because it is only given as an allegory comparison, that through knowledge it is possible to win, achieve, considerable things very much, and that you can speak with the dead is merely a lie and deception, because something that is dead can neither be returned to life nor can it make itself understandable to people of your kind, human beings, in voice, words, or in thoughts. 22. If, however, you assume, believe, in these lies of the false prophets and those who follow the false teachings of the false prophets, then you will persist in unknowledge of the truth. Therefore the calamity of your delusion, deluded belief, will not cease and will strike you again and again, and lead you into erroneous assumption and confusion, so that in good time, sooner or later, you will be struck by the boiling heat, madness, schizophrenia, in your inner world, consciousness, and you will no longer be able to differentiate between occurrence, reality, and unoccurrence, unreality, illusion. 23. Truly, not only are there many amongst you who mock the true prophet, but even before you there were already many who mocked the prophets and did not accept their teaching as the truth, because they were unfair ones, irresponsible ones, and unrighteous ones, conscienceless ones, and were fully uneducated in the truth. But you can see what has truly come of this, that things that were previously still good are today turned into badness and evil. And this will continue if you do not listen to the teaching of the prophets, to the teaching of the truth, the teaching of the Spirit, the teaching of the life, which is created by the true prophets out of the laws and recommendations of the preceding creation. 24. Truly, what you do not know about the preceding creational laws and recommendations is proclaimed to you by the prophets with the words of their teaching, and it is not merely an empty speech in order to make it appear pleasing to your eyes and ears. Rather, it is a speech of the truth, through which you shall not be kept away from the right way, so that you do not go into confusion, and so that you may find a true leader guide in the laws and recommendations of the preceding creation. 25. Truly, the figure extent of the preceding creational laws and recommendations is endlessly great and wide, very extensive, and its fruits, effects, are everlasting and good for you if you follow their guidelines, rules, but they cast shadows over you if you are against them and have contempt for them. 26. Therefore, follow the teaching of the truth, the teaching of the Spirit, the teaching of the life, and fulfill the preceding creational laws and recommendations within the extent frame of fairness, responsibility, and righteousness, conscientiousness, and in equitableness, fairness, so that it shall be well with you, and you may live in yourselves and outside yourselves in love and peace, as well as in freedom and consonance, harmony, as is taught to you by the true prophets. 27. They reveal the truth of the laws and recommendations of the preceding creation to you as clear guidance which you truly cannot misunderstand, if you strive to do so and do not follow evil cravings which go astray, deviate from the knowledge and wisdom. Take the clear guidance and follow it, so that you may find true protection and friendship therein. 28. And also heed the signs, evidence, of the truth that you see and find in the preceding creational laws and recommendations, as they are also given to you in the appearance, nature, so that you only need to see, notice them, and to estimate, assess them according to your cognition, intellect, and true discernment, rationality.